Hi you guys, welcome back. My name is Carrie Penny. I am the Happy Crafty Homemaker and welcome to Show and Tell number 184. So this week's been a little on the boring side. It's been getting some stuff together and weaving in a lot of ends. I have worked on my arrow shawl that I showed you guys last week, or arrow scarf, but I didn't make enough progress to where it was worth bringing down to show you guys. I do not have any finished objects this week. I just have WIPs. So inhale, exhale. One of the things I wanted to work on this month was getting some of the UFOs and WIPs moved through in my space upstairs. I don't have very many down here, but I do have a few down here. But upstairs is the land of WIPs, the land of UFOs. So I did go through 2020 and 2021's unfinished projects, and I was able to frog a couple things, mark a couple things as they're not going to be finished. I made progress on that, so at least this quarter something has changed with those. But I've only gone back and finished one UFO / WIP. What I did do though is I shared on Instagram, and hopefully I'll shove in a picture here. I don't know what my editing time is going to look like today. We're already 2 hours behind today. So from the waist down, I'm dressed in workout clothes because next it's going to be eat, finish cleaning, then work out. And interspersed in that's going to be editing this video. So on the go. It's one of those days where I'm just going to be on the go. I am filming this on Thursday, so the day this goes up. Anyway, so I've been weaving in the ends on my corner-to-corner squares that for some unknown reason I did not weave in as I went, which I really regret, because after 4 hours of weaving in the ends, I still had 26 squares left to weave in ends on when I had to get up and stop Sunday. I needed to move. My rear end was going numb. I just couldn't take it anymore. I needed to do something else. And since then, I have woven in the ends on like another 13 squares. But I did go ahead and start joining some of the squares. So right now I have them separated into 4 groups. All the ends you see here are woven in. I just haven't trimmed them. Group number 1 are the 3+ color squares. So I do have 2 rows here. This is 7 squares long. And I think I'm going to do 5 squares across, because 5 squares across will make it 5.5 feet wide, or just shy of 5.5 feet wide with the border. So we've got a little bit of a pattern going, putting this together. I like the way this is looking so far, but this is one type of square I have. This is the one that's the most obnoxious to weave in the ends on, because there's 6+ ends on every single one of these. I also have solids, or it's a single yarn, not necessarily solid as in it's all like dark blue, but like a variegated like this. I actually have a number of autumn colored ones that I had scraps from learning how to use the Addy, the Addy knitting machine. So those are one group. Then I have 2 tones, which are almost like half and half split, but they're not quite half and half. True corner to corner, I don't think you can ever truly make half and half. And then I have the ones that are 2 colors, but just have like a little smidge of color in the corner. So less than 1/3 is one color, 2/3 is the other color. And I'm thinking for those, I want to do some form of like diamond, similar to what this is going to end up looking like, where you make these artificial diamonds in the zigzag pattern. I think I want to do something like that with those. The solids obviously will just get straight joined. And the bicolor ones, I I haven't decided what kind of pattern I want to lay those out in. But this is what I have the most of. This was going to be the quickest to turn into a blanket immediately. I have more than enough to do an entire larger blanket using these. So that's what I'm doing. But I do still have another 13 squares left to weave the ends in on. I'm not happy about this. If you are doing any type of a scrappy project, might I recommend, don't be a dumb butt and do what I did. Weave in the ends as you go. Take the time to weave in the ends as you go. You will not regret it. So this little bucket from Target is what I have my squares in. This is the ones that all have the ends woven in. I did have some self-striping yarn like this that I opted to put in with this group because it does look like it's striped, different colors. Same thing with the leftovers of the Premier Fruits that I did the review on last year. Link in the description box down below if you want to use an affiliate link to go buy something from Premier. But yeah, so that's really what's taken up most of the last 5 days of crafting. Now, like I said, I have done some work on my arrow. By the way, these are 5-row corner-to-corner squares. You can use my tutorial or just do any type of corner-to-corner square you like. Or 10 rows. Worsted weight scraps. Size eye hook. I keep forgetting to reiterate that because not everybody watches every video. And I'm joining this using the Impeccable Pale Gray from Loops and Thread. But I did work on the arrow scarf a little bit. I got a couple rows on that. I'm a little over halfway, almost done with the Xenia color, and then it goes back to teal, and then we start the color pattern over again. So I am working on that, which does get an old project kit out of my way that I was unable. It was being treated like a WIP or a UFO because I couldn't put it up, you know, like my other yarn is. So it while not a WIP, not a UFO, that's where we are. I still have an entire giant tub of the granny squares that I will start to focus on here shortly. And we'll see how many squares. I might do the same thing I've been trying to do with my bed blanket with the DK weight scraps. I might go ahead and start trying to join some of these other blankets. That way the joining yarn and the squares are together, so I can actually do this as the technique for this join was meant to be, which is a join as you go method. So as you finish a square, you can immediately join it into your finished object. If you are not familiar, I do have a tutorial for the corner to corner join, the blanket join that I am using for this blanket. I will leave it in the description box down below, and hopefully I put it in an iCard up here. So yeah, I need to put the corner to corner square tutorial down there and the join tutorial. The join tutorial is very lengthy to watch. However, it is very easy to do the join. It's not very hard. I promise. It seems like there's more to it just because of the length of the video. It is very simple to follow along though. So anyway, that's really kind of taken up a lot of my time in this last week. I will move into the granny squares hopefully next because I still need to weave in the ends on those too. But I'll see what we're looking at with the other squares when I see what my little stacks are of those, because I am stacking them by their type in the bag that I'm storing them in. So it's a lot. And then I've got the granny squares on top of that, so it's going to be even more. But I do need to work on my hexagon blanket. I do need to pop it in the dryer and kind of knock the cat fur off of it, but that sounds like work, even though it's really not. And I have all these other projects I'm working on too. So really the only other thing that I have worked on in the last week has been my sweater for the sweater make along. Now I'm not going to go into detail about where I am on this just because this will have a dedicated video coming out soon, but not soon enough. I didn't want to mention that I have made a lot of progress in my sweater. We do have a neckline now. I am currently holding, and this is really why I wanted to mention this, I am holding my finished edge on these. Now, I got these as a gift from Erica over at the Lopsided Crafter. They are stitch holders, obviously. But they're cords like this. There's a little hole in the end. And you put this on your needle. You slide the needle tip into the little hole and then move your stitches off. Absolutely brilliant. So I don't know why these didn't exist before. I don't know why when Erica handed me this, that was the first time I'd ever seen anything like this before. I had had other types of things that I thought were pretty easy to use, but especially with how much I've had to try this on. Brilliant. And I also have one in my bottom edge. I did tie my yarn to my bottom edge just until I knew I was ready to bind off, and I choose a bind off. So if you have a ribbed bind off that doesn't have a whole lot of flare that you really like, hit a girl up and put it in the description box, because I have not decided how I want to bind this off. So anyway, I will have a lot more to say about that in a video coming up next month when we do our check-in on our sweaters. I cannot believe how, like, I will have so much to say about this. Trust me. There will be so much more to say about this, because I am very happy with this, but there's a lot to say about where I am in the sweater. All right. And that's what I've worked on. So if you are just here to see projects, it's another week of WIPs. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to create interesting things. I haven't even touched the other two journals. I mean, literally, it's been, you would not believe how many hours I've spent weaving in ends. I am so mad at myself still. I think I might have a square upstairs, but once again, birds are starting to come out. It's been raining this morning. It's actually, let's say, it's almost 9 o'clock right now. It's been raining all morning. That's one of the reasons why I'm dressed to work out from the waist down, because I haven't had a chance to work out yet. Anyway, I want your opinion on something. I'm torn on what to do. So I'd mentioned to you guys, I originally wasn't planning on doing a subscription box for this quarter. I really wanted to focus on getting some of these UFOs and WIPs done. I have my Spook Your Spring Make-Along starting in a couple of days. I am really dedicated to trying to do this Taming the Stash thing, which I really didn't change anything downstairs for and didn't crank anything out. So it's going to be kind of not much of an update right now. But I accidentally, without, not accidentally, like I clicked it and accidentally bought it, but like I wasn't thinking at the time I made the purchase, but I did sign up for a club. But I want your opinion on what I ought to do. So I really need you guys, really need you guys to comment in the description box down below and let me know what you think I ought to do. Because I don't want to say I'm unhappy, but I'm not very happy. So last month I was finishing up our Yarn and Stitches subscription box, but I had placed this order like the 15th, 14th, 15th, which normally means you're going to get the following month's subscription box. But I ended up getting it for the first month, and it ended up being last month's box. This is the Annie's Love to Knit Club. A lot of you guys asked for a more affordable, more accessible club this month, which I was all for. And this was the project for March. And we've got 4 balls of yarn. It's like Red Heart Unforgettable. I would say it probably is Red Heart Unforgettable or like landscapes or something, but they have it branded for the club. And we got 3 balls of this and a knitting pattern. And this is the knit club. I specifically requested the knit club just because, why not? So I held this back because, you know, I wasn't ready to review this. I wasn't ready to do anything with this, but I had it and I was just going to leave it in the closet. The shawl looks fine. I mean, it's just not a particularly exciting pattern. It's a very basic pattern. And I was kind of looking at the price. This is $20 a month plus shipping. So I'm paying like $27, $28. Let's see what this month's receipt shows. Yeah, so shipping's $5.95 to me. So I'm paying, and then there's tax. So I'm paying $27.69 a month for this. And this month's project is a hat and boot cuffs, which even though it is in the 60s and we've gone back to like this midwinter thing down here, that's a little out of season. We're a little out of season, but as you notice, this is a computer printout for the knit pattern because I received the crochet stuff in my box. And I know a couple of you guys do not have printers at home. So this is one of those mistakes that could kind of cause issues. And then we got 2 balls of bulky weight acrylic yarn and a faux fur pom-pom. This yarn kind of feels weird. It says it's an acrylic as it's unbranded, unbanded. This month we didn't even get like a thing on there. It kind of feels like if Premier Anti-Pilling had a baby with Karen Simply Soft. As I don't use a whole lot of bulky weight yarns, I'm not quite sure what yarn this is because it's not like Premier Chunky. It's not like the Vanna's Chunky. It's not like the Red Heart Chunky. It's not like Impeccable Chunky. It's kind of its own thing I don't recognize. So I can list what it's not, but I'm not sure what it is. And then I'm looking at this going, this is 2 skeins of yarn that would normally cost maybe $12 regular price at Joann's. And the wrong pattern for $20. I mean, I guess the pom-pom, but even the pom-pom, like I normally get those on sale for 99 cents. So we're looking at a $14 box for 20 bucks. And on top of that, in this month's box, we also got this note. And this note says, we're moving. We will be transitioning our love to crochet and love to knit kits to the Hook and Needle Kit Club. This means you'll soon begin receiving additional content at no extra cost under our long-standing logo of the Hook and Needle Club. You will continue to get the same yarn and projects that were included in the previous packages, just with an extra pattern. Whether you're a member of the Love to Crochet or the Love to Knit clubs, you will receive both knit and crochet patterns, versions of the project in each shipment. So I'm kind of basically getting that, even though I had to print out my own knit pattern this month because my box, for whatever reason, even though it was the knit box, I still got the crochet pattern. All that to say, do you guys want this review? And I'm really going to leave this up to you guys. Feel free to email me your opinion, or you can message me on Instagram, but based on what's happened so far, how do you guys want me to proceed with this review? Do you want me to do the review? Do you want me to maybe start it with next month where we're getting 2 patterns in the new kit? Do you want me to start from this month, since basically it's the same thing? Take all three and just throw it all together and see what comes out of it? Do you guys want this review? Do you guys think this is worth me reviewing at this point? Because I'll be honest, I'm not feeling great. And while I don't mind spending the money, because I do buy these with my own money, I don't mind spending the money to review it and give it the full normal 3-month treatment, and we'll work the projects and everything else. I don't mind doing that. I don't mind even backtracking and calling March our first month and just doing March, April, May and doing a final wrap up that way. I'm game either way y'all want to do this, but I want your opinion on how to proceed, as this content really is for your benefit. I had never purchased subscription boxes before I started reviewing them, really. I did like Eat, Sleep, Knits, Malbrigo, but once again, I knew I was getting a whole bunch of Malbrigo yarn, and by the end of the year, like, I had really gotten a good deal on that, because we got like a sweater content for $30 one month. And I had to get like the 2XL of the size, because that was... So I ended up with like 12 balls of the green yarn. It was beautiful. Anyway, I never really purchased these for myself. I really did only purchase these for the purpose of review until I got to Yarnable and ALC, and I do buy those for me. I share them on the channel, but I buy those for me. This is something, this review series is so you guys know whether or not this is a good value. Is this something you're interested in? And if you want my opinion on it. So let me know in the description box down below, or like I said, you can shoot me an email or a message on Instagram and let me know what you guys think moving forward with this Annie's box. Because right now, I would say personally, forget about it and we'll just do something in Q3. But this is a subscription box a number of you guys have asked for, and I don't want to discredit or discount that. So let me know what you think in the description box, email or Instagram, and I'm going to let you guys lead on this series, because I really don't know what the right thing to do here is as far as continuing with this, especially since this was specially requested by quite a few of you guys over the last like 2 years to do the Annie subscription box and maybe do a similar thing as to what I did with the Mary Maxim box. And I had planned on originally doing 3 months of the knit club, 3 months of the crochet club, but now that really doesn't matter because now they're the same club, and starting this month I basically got the same thing. And I didn't realize you basically got the same pattern in both clubs. It's just one was knit, one was crochet to begin with. So anyway, let me know what you guys think. I will see you guys real soon. As always, I love you guys. Please take care. Bye guys.